In a small, secluded village nestled deep in the heart of a dense forest, there lived a hunter named Rowan. Though he was known for his skill with a bow and arrow, his true gift lay not in his ability to track animals or slay beasts, but in something far rarer and far more dangerous: the ability to see into the hearts of men and beasts alike. His gift, one that had manifested itself in his youth, was often more of a curse than a blessing. Rowan could see the darkness within the hearts of those who harbored evil intentions, whether human or creature, and it was this gift that would ultimately lead him to save many lives. Rowan had grown up on the edge of the village, a boy who was often lost in his own thoughts. As a child, his gift had been a mystery to him. He would walk into a room, and his eyes would catch the flicker of shadows that would cross a person's face, or the way a wolf's gaze could chill him to the bone, though the creature itself seemed perfectly calm. Over time, he learned to recognize these signs: the quickening of a heartbeat, the barely perceptible tightening of a jaw, or the glint of a hidden dagger in the hands of a seemingly innocent villager. At first, Rowan had kept his gift a secret. His village was peaceful, nestled in the embrace of the great forest, far from the chaos of the cities and the constant wars that raged across the land. But Rowan knew the forest was not without its dangers. Creatures both strange and sinister lurked within its depths. His gift allowed him to sense these creatures before they could strike. The villagers, unaware of the true extent of the dangers around them, often felt safe within their borders, and Rowan took it upon himself to protect them, slipping through the shadows, always watching, always waiting. One night, when Rowan was in his 30s, a shadow fell over the village in the form of a stranger. He was tall and wore a hooded cloak that obscured his face, but it was the aura around him that gave Rowan pause. His gift flared with a cold warning, a darkness that was not human. Rowan had seen enough in his life to recognize that this man was no mere wanderer, and he could feel the malevolent presence that radiated from him. The stranger approached the village at dusk, his steps silent against the dirt road. Rowan, ever vigilant, shadowed him from a distance, watching as he passed through the gates unnoticed by the villagers, who were busy preparing for the evening feast. The village, peaceful and unsuspecting, was completely unaware of the evil that had just entered its midst. Rowan followed the stranger through the twisting paths of the village until he stopped in front of the village elder's home. The elder, an ancient woman named Miriel, was known for her wisdom and kindness. Rowan had always respected her, and his heart clenched as he saw the stranger stand before her door, his dark aura pulsing like a storm cloud gathering on the horizon. With his bow in hand, Rowan approached cautiously. He knew he could not confront the man directly. This was not an ordinary adversary, and the hunter could sense that whatever dark magic the man wielded would be beyond his skill to fight. But he also knew he could not let the stranger harm the villagers. As the stranger knocked on the door, Rowan crept closer. He saw the way the elder's face lit up at the sight of the man, a brief flicker of warmth before her expression hardened, as if she too sensed the danger. But it was too late. The man entered without waiting for a response, and the door closed behind them. Rowan could not wait any longer. He slipped inside the house through a narrow window, his movements swift and silent. Inside, the stranger stood in front of the fire, his cloak casting long, eerie shadows across the room. Miriel sat before him, her face pale as she regarded the man with wariness. The hunter could feel the tension in the air, and he knew something was terribly wrong. "You have come for the relic, haven't you?" Miriel's voice was soft, but Rowan could hear the fear beneath it. The man's voice was like the sound of dry leaves rustling in the wind. "You know what I seek. Hand it over, and I will leave you and your village in peace." Rowan's heart sank. The relic. It was said to be an ancient artifact, hidden away by the elders of the village for centuries. It held immense power, and its magic was something that could easily corrupt the weak-hearted. Rowan had heard stories about it, but never the full truth. Now he realized the stranger was no mere traveler. He was a sorcerer, and he sought the relic to feed his dark ambitions. Miriel stood, her frailty suddenly giving way to strength. "You do not know what you are asking for. It is not just a trinket to be stolen. It is a force that can bend reality itself, one that has the power to destroy all who seek to wield it. Rowan could feel the tension snap as the sorcerer's patience finally wore thin. With a gesture, he summoned a cloud of black smoke that enveloped the room. Muriel gasped, clutching her chest, as the sorcerer advanced toward the hidden relic in the far corner of the room. It was then that Rowan made his move. Drawing an arrow from his quiver, he fired it directly at the sorcerer. The arrow flew true, but as it neared the sorcerer's chest, it disintegrated into a puff of smoke. Rowan cursed under his breath. The man was protected by powerful magic. But Rowan did not give up. His eyes flashed with determination as he took another arrow from his quiver, this one different from the rest. He had crafted it himself, infused with the essence of the forest, its power drawn from the ancient spirits that had once walked the land. This arrow was not just a weapon, it was a conduit of pure, untamed force, a force the sorcerer could not control. With a steady hand, Rowan took aim again, focusing all his energy and will on the shot. The arrow flew through the air, its glow lighting the room like a shooting star. As it struck the sorcerer, a blinding light filled the room, and a scream of agony echoed through the air. The sorcerer crumpled to the ground, his dark magic dissipating in an instant. Muriel, still shaken but alive, looked at Rowan with gratitude. "You have saved us," she whispered, her voice filled with awe. Rowan nodded, though he did not feel the triumph of victory. He knew the danger was not over. The sorcerer had come for something much larger than just the relic. The forest itself, and the secrets it held, were at stake. But for now the village was safe. Rowan stood in the doorway, watching the flames of the fire flicker in the hearth. His heart felt heavy with the knowledge that his gift, while it had saved many, would always draw him into the shadows. But he was ready for it. The hunter with the sight would always be there, watching, waiting, to protect those who could not see the darkness creeping in. And so, Rowan became a legend, a protector of the village and the land, a silent guardian whose gift of seeing evil before it struck would save countless lives in the years to come.